What up, what up, world? It's your boy Jaystar back again with another video. We got the top 5 at receiver for week 7, man. And we're gonna get right into this week. Let's see who we got. Who do I got? Okay, so we got CD Lamb at number 5. Um, I mean, great targets, man. I mean, that's the reason why he makes it. No, but it's Detroit, fast-paced game. Gives up a lot of fantasy points to receivers. And I mean, he's the most targeted receiver. Plus, he has the best matchup too going in this game in the slot. The cornerback in the slot is probably the best way to attack Detroit, and so he should be able to have his biggest game with Dak coming back. I see a 30-point fantasy game for CD Lamb, 100 yards and a touchdown or something like that easily. So that's why he makes the top 5 at number 5. At number 4, though, who do I got here? We got Chase, man, coming off his biggest game, 35-point fantasy. We knew it was coming, man. It had to be a homecoming back from where he played college at in, LSU, New Orleans and everything. Did it again, had a huge game there with 10 targets. I feel like he's going to get another 10 targets again in this game against Atlanta. Should be able to hit big for you again. Price went up, $500. Still feels pretty right to me, man, just because Atlanta giving up, points to receivers, man, pretty big too as well. So I really like him. So I gotta say, man, Chase again, man, could go back to like 12 targets. And the only thing is, like, I like Higgins, but it's just that he keeps getting hurt too at the same time. So I kind of gotta say, Chase is the safer play than at that, So definitely Chase makes the lineup, for those reasons, man. At number 4, we're gonna move it on though. At number 3, it's a scary play here to me, but it's Amari Cooper, man. Baltimore, we know what they've been giving up to receivers, a lot of fantasy points, but Cooper has that thing, man, that he doesn't show up on the road, and most of their games have been at home. So, like, if you look at all his home games, he's looked great, but this one road game, yeah, I had him this week, and he lost me from winning a freaking $1 million, man. So, like I said, he makes the cut just because the points that are allowed, for fantasy for Baltimore. So, if you definitely want to take a chance and a shot at him, you can still take it. But we do know, like I say, on the road, he sometimes disappears and stuff like that. So, or could just be dropping everything randomly. You know what I mean? So, but he has to make the cut for the reason, like I said, Baltimore, what they've been giving up at receiver. But we're going to keep it moving. At number 2, it is the guy who did well, but just, didn't hit for us this last week. How high is he now? Wow. Okay. Deebo Samuel, same price. Okay, great. Price didn't change. Had the targets, man. I'm really shocked it was, just a uke only. Like, I feel like Deebo should have been able to get in there for a touchdown with, 100 yards or something like that. But it's probably this game, man. That's probably why, man. Maybe, he just didn't hit for us that game, and everybody will be off of him because they're mad that he didn't come through and it was a uke randomly. And so definitely in for a big game here against Kansas City. We saw, Gabriel Davis scored, but Diggs had the bigger game because of the fact Fenton, the cornerback, was out last game in the slot. So it was supposed to be, Diggs once I realized that, because I'm like, Diggs was going to be the only receiver that was going to move in or out like that, move into the slot. Deebo plays the slot here. So we got to keep an eye out come, the injury report when I give you all the full strategy show. If Fenton is out again for this week or something like that, then Debo's going to be in play exactly kind of what we saw with Diggs, a huge game for Diggs. So those like 20-something fantasy points could be in play for something like that. That's why he makes the cut there. And then at number 1 this week is Michael Pittman. Crazy because he's coming off a big game already. So I expect people to probably be on him, but this is the highest he's been priced. Hopefully he does hit again, because Tennessee does give up a lot of fantasy points to receivers, but it's going to be on. Are we going to see the Matt Ryan we saw in this game right here where he was throwing a lot and things like that? We do know Jonathan Taylor didn't play, so that's probably going to be a big thing, if we can get Jonathan Taylor to play this game or not, because without him, we saw they pass a lot, and especially since Deion Jackson did get hurt. So we know this is a run team. They usually play a 2 wide receiver set. So we do know Michael Pittman's in at all times, though, when it's 2 wide receiver set like this. But like I'm saying, if their run game isn't there because Jonathan Taylor isn't there or Deion Jackson is there, they're going to throw a lot then in this game, which will benefit a lot for Michael Pittman to have a great game. Since Matt Ryan was already on the list too for quarterbacks, it should be Michael Pittman to stack with him. But we'll have to see. Like I said, if Jonathan Taylor's a go, then I expect still like they should be able to establish the run and still throw the deep threat pass like 20 yards and stuff like that to Michael Pittman. Hopefully he still gets about 13 to 16 targets or something like that again, and he can have a huge game. That's why he makes the list at number 1. And at who just missed a cut this week? Okay, so missed the cut this week is Lazard. Washington gives up mad fantasy points to receivers, y'all, but it's just all on is Rodgers gonna have a connection with Lazard this game. Big enough connection to get over 100 yards like we saw here against New England. We see the targets there with no Cobb. I expect him to be at double-digit targets. Could hit big, for 20-something fantasy points. I really do expect Green Bay to be airing it out on the road and things like that, especially with the pressure coming for Rodgers with their line. He's going to have to get the ball out real quick. I think they're going to move in Lazard or move in Dobbs, too, as well to the slot. But they're going to have to get this ball out really quickly, I feel like, because there is going to be pressure. But I expect a lot of targets for, Lazard to have in this game. So, but like I said, just missed the cut just because of, like I tell y'all every time, it's all about connection and offensive schemes and things like that. But he's supposed to be in play for a huge game because Washington does give up mad fantasy points to receivers. But like I said, just missed the cut there. I would also say like somebody else that probably just missed the cut would be who I want to say. Man, who else would I say here? Like, man, probably be like Brandon Cooks, y'all. That's who it really would probably be, Brandon Cooks, because I know they give up, quarterback play they give up, but I feel like Brandon Cooks should be able to have a good game if he can just get, back to 10 to 12 targets. I feel like a 10 to 12 target Brandon Cooks, like he has a big game, like finally his huge, his biggest game that he's had, and gets a touchdown, but. Like I say, it's like quarterback play, man. That's the reason why some of these people don't be making the cut. But that's it for my top 5 at receiver, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed that. It's your boy Jaystar, man. Make sure y'all continue to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm out. Peace.